How do you raise funds pre-traction? In this video series, I'm going to show you how it is possible to raise funding without traction, even though you're going to hear investors and other people say you need traction to raise. It is possible. I have seen it happen before, and I'm going to give you multiple hacks, cheat codes, level up, secrets on how to raise pre-traction. Part one, I'm titling this, There Is No I in Team. Before we jump right in, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if this is your first time, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ed Kang. I'm a 7-time funded founder with 2 exits. That's just a fancy way of saying I've failed a bunch of times, and I like to use videos like this to try and help early stage founders, especially early stage founders, avoid some of the catastrophic mistakes that I've made during my startup days. Not to say you won't make mistakes, but I try and minimize the damage or the heartache or the pain and the gnashing of teeth that happens with the mistakes that we are all going to make when it comes to the startup journey. It's hard enough. I want to make your life easier, especially when it comes to fundraising. Let me start off by giving you a disclaimer here. First and foremost, traction is still king. If you can show traction, you've got meaningful metrics to say we built something quickly and it's scaling, you are going to get more attention from investors. If possible, go get traction. I cannot repeat this over and over again. If possible, go get traction. This implies that you've created something, you built something that people really want to use. It solves a problem for them, a painful problem, hopefully, and you're starting to get the momentum, the users, the feedback, and you can show investors that's how you want to raise money every single time. But if you don't have traction, you're in those unique cases where you need to raise without the traction. The queen is still there. You've got the backup, and that is build the best team. Investors will and have invested solely on the merits of your team. If you are someone who has the domain expertise and the experience, let's say you already have startup experience, you raised venture capital and you exited and it was public and it was glorious, all the things that we dream about, most likely investors will write you a check sight unseen and say, I don't care what it is, whatever you're going to solve next, here's a bunch of money, count me in. That is if you have that domain expertise. Let's say that you're a 2-time Olympic champion and you've got all this specialized knowledge that you can tell investors. That's going to speak a lot. It is possible, and this leads to the team. If you can assemble a team, and I've seen startup founders do this before, where they might not have a lot of domain expertise, but they assemble a dream team that people look and they say, wow, can't believe you're able to get all these people to jump ship from their companies or give up their stock options. Maybe they're working for another unicorn and they've come to join you for some reason, probably because they're passionate about the problem and there's something about you that can attract them and bring them together. Similar to Nick Fury in the Avengers, all right? He had the ability to go and get all these amazing superheroes on the team. If you can build that superhero team, investors will be more open to investing in you, writing you a check without necessarily seeing the traction up front. How do you do this? Well, like I said, first, assemble the Avengers. You need to go out and be super clear on what you're trying to accomplish, and you need to have that X factor that can get the Hulk, Black Widow, Captain America, Iron Man recruited on the team. You want to go for the best of the best, bring them on, and find them, whether they're already working inside the industry or they have already retired or they're sitting on Nobel Prizes or patents or special inventions, and they've got that magic that makes investors go, wow, if anybody's going to solve the problem and make this company successful, that person is definitely going to do that. And I can see that name, that reputation, that street cred attracting more investors in the future. You want to assemble the Avengers, go get that team. The next is when you are pitching investors, when you are approaching the money people, you want to lead with domain expertise. Normally, you lead with the problem solution. But if you've got the Avenger, you can tell them, we've got the dream team. Between us, we've got 100 years experience. We've got multiple exits. We've got billions of dollars in company valuation. We've got all these accolades, and we are the ones that have come together, and we're going to solve a problem, and we think you're really going to like it. Lead with domain expertise. It will get their attention every single time. Then you're going to pick a problem. You're going to get together with your Avengers, your dream team, and you're going to say, what problem? And you need to be very clear on that problem. It's not going to be, oh, we're just going to work on stuff, and if we figure it out, great. It's going to be amazing, whatever we do, and most likely it will be amazing, whatever you do, but you have to explain that to investors. So tell them, this is the problem that we're going to solve, and it needs to match up with what the investor cares about. Do your research on the investors, but If they're passionate about the problem, they most likely know your dream team because of the domain expertise in relation to the problem. And you tell them, this is the problem that we are going to solve together. By the way, you already see we've got an amazing team here. Next, you pitch the solution. Here's a solution that we are working on. Because we got the domain experts here, the solution is not going to be a problem. We are very capable of pulling this off. You can trust us with your money. That's what you want to do. Then pitch the solution. All right, so repeat again. When you're pitching, go to the investor, you lead with the dream team. Here's our domain expertise. Then you want to pick the problem and you want to explain it to them and make it very clear. Clarity is going to be so important. And then show them that we've got the solution. Here's the solution that we want to pitch. One caveat, though, is that MVP might be required. The investor might say, great, but here's what I need to see. I need to see a proof of concept. I need to see you go out and get other customers involved or letters of intent. We don't know. Ask the investor what they want to see now that you've got the team. Pretty much what I would do, I would say, all right, we've assembled here. We've got the problem that you really like. You know we're capable of a solution. What do you need to see to write that first check? And it might be something very simple, such as a proof of concept or initial test, or they might ask you to build the first thing. Say you got technical people on there. They might ask for the quick prototype, schematics, drawings. I don't know, commercialization. Who knows what that looks like? You want to ask them, and that may be required, just something to show them and de-risk the investment. But they're already drooling because they're thinking in their mind, if anybody can pull this off, this team can pull it off. There you have all the steps there. That's how you can raise pre-traction if you build that great team. What it boils down to, here's the lesson. There's no I in team, but there is I in investor. Meaning that, yes, you want to build a team, and if you can be the founder that builds that team and they make you look good, you are the dumbest person in the room, literally. You've assembled this smart group of people, and they appreciate your leadership and your management, and you brought them together. You can say, I did this, and I put this team together, therefore you are going to invest in me because I put this team together. I assembled the Avengers. That's how you get investors' attention, because guess what? They're going to be thinking about that in the future. Every team grows when they get funded. And sometimes startups fail after they get seed funding because they can't attract better technical talent. They started off with what they're able to work with, and they can't attract the talent to scale, and they get a whole bunch of technical debt, and then there's emotional debt, relationship debt between founders, and you've got a debt to investors, and you're burning through money because you cannot bring the best team on. You're just doing that up front. And you're saying, if we can build this MVP and show you initial traction and you give us that money to get started, look at how I have assembled this team. You know I'm going to be an amazing manager. And when this needs to grow to 300 people and we need to be making $100 million a year or 3,000 people, I'm good for it. Show them that. There's no I in team, but there is I in investor. And I'm the one that's built this team. And you, the investor, you're going to invest in me. That's how it works. All right. Hope that helped. If you like that type of content, do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, do the social media thing. If you're joining us from startups.com or any of the other programs that I'm a part of, you're following me on social media already. Thank you so much. Appreciate the feedback. I'm going to do part 2 coming up very, very soon. You're really going to dig it. I'll see you in the next video.